What's up, guys? I'm Bob Tompkins with the Living in SC team at Real Broker, and welcome back to the channel. On today's episode of Living in SC, we're going to be giving you a new, completely updated list of the pros and cons of living in Greenville, South Carolina. But before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. And if you're thinking about moving to South Carolina, don't forget to shoot us an email at info@livinginsc.com or give us a call at the number below, and we would love to connect with you. Now, without waiting around anymore, let's get right into it. So coming in first on the list of the pros and cons of Greenville, South Carolina, is the weather. It is impossible for me to have a conversation with anyone thinking about moving here without bringing up how good the weather is. The weather in Greenville is, in my opinion, 10 times better than anywhere else in the state of South Carolina. And so many people already want to move to South Carolina because of the overall climate of the state. However, up here in Greenville, our weather is so much better than anywhere else you could go. That includes a Myrtle Beach, a Charleston, a Columbia, a Hilton Head. Any of those other places, the weather in Greenville is just the best. Now, if you think, well, how could that be? It's all in the same state. Greenville actually runs about 8 degrees cooler than Columbia does in the center of the state, and Columbia is only like an hour and 15 minutes away from downtown Greenville. So there is a significant difference when you're up here. The summers are not nearly as harsh. Our winters are really not that bad. We only have maybe 1 or 2 snow days in the entire year. And then spring and fall are just absolutely gorgeous. So the weather here is a massive, massive, massive pro. Now, the con that comes with that is if you are the type of person that enjoys, let's say, winter sports, like skiing or snowboarding or going to go sledding, those sort of things are not something that you're gonna be able to experience right here in Greenville. However, we're only a couple hours drive away from some great ski resorts from the mountains that are in the Appalachian. You can actually get to Asheville in about an hour and 20 minutes from downtown Greenville. So there is the opportunity to get to places that have more of those experiences. However, if it's something you really want here in town, unfortunately, you're not gonna be able to find it in Greenville. So my second pro of living in Greenville, South Carolina is the development. Because of the growth that Greenville is experiencing, we are seeing a ton of development, especially in the urban area of Greenville, where everything is really building up and there are a ton of experiences for you to go have in downtown Greenville. Some of the new things that have come out in the past couple of years, there is Camperdown in downtown Greenville, which has the AC Hotel. It's got some really cool things there like Insomnia Cookies, Jenny's Ice Cream. There's a Starbucks right there, as well as group therapy, which is a super cool spot where corporations or teams or small businesses can actually bring their employees to have some cool bonding experiences. Or I guess you could just go in there by yourself as well if you just wanted to drink and to throw some axes. But an absolutely cool place there at Camperdown, where the city has invested a lot of money, investors have invested a lot of money to have this awesome little space in downtown. There's also the Paloma Bar that's a part of that, which is one of my new favorite spots to go hang out in Greenville. Along with that growth and development, there's also the Grand Bohemian Lodge, which is located right in the middle of Falls Park and is a truly exceptional building. Also, within the Grand Bohemian Lodge, there are some great places to go eat, like Between the Trees, which is a cool modern cuisine sort of restaurant. And there's great places to go drink, like Spirit and Bower, which has your really cool bourbons and craft cocktails. Now, the con that comes with this growth and development is the massive influx of people. We've had a ton of people moving into Greenville as the demand for the area and what it offers has really skyrocketed. As a result of that, Greenville is beginning to feel some growing pains, specifically with our infrastructure. Our infrastructure was not built initially with the intention of having so many people. While the city and the county have made great efforts and have gone to great lengths, including a $2 billion project that was put into the I-85 and I-385 connection, there's still a lot of room for improvement despite all of that work that has been put in. So there are some places like on I-85, if you're coming in from the airport or Pelham Road trying to get into town down towards Woodruff Road, you will run into a lot of bottlenecked activity right there. You'll also experience it all up and down Woodruff Road, specifically if you're trying to get into the Five Forks area of Simpsonville. And there are various places around town like Wade Hampton Boulevard. During peak hours, you can also experience some pretty good traffic. But all in all, the city and the surrounding areas are making great efforts and going to great lengths to overcome some of these infrastructure problems. There are also tons of new homes being built by developers to make sure that the people that are moving here have a place to live. So even though there's the con of a lack of infrastructure, those things are being taken on headstrong by the city and the county to make sure they are not long-term problems and that the growth that Greenville is seeing can be sustainable. Now, my next pro with Greenville, South Carolina is something that has become deeply personal to me here recently. As you may have noticed, if you're a follower of the channel, in the last month, I haven't really contributed anything to the channel, and that's because my son was born 5 weeks premature in the NICU and has been there for about the last month. But in that, I have had the great revelation. Even though I've known this because people have said this for a long time, I did not realize it personally until I experienced it. But how great the hospital system here is in Greenville, South Carolina. The Greenville hospital system is ranked as one of the top hospital systems in the state of South Carolina, and this is now something that I know very personally. So if you're someone that needs solid medical care, or you want the peace of mind of being close by to a great hospital system, I would highly recommend looking into purchasing around the Greenville health system. Now, that being said, you may ask, what could possibly be a con about that health system? Well, a lot of South Carolina is actually pretty rural. And one of the big reasons people move here is that they want to be away from urban areas. They want to be able to get a little piece of land, be detached a little bit from society. And if you do that, you can have a little bit of a travel time to those health systems. For example, my house is about 18 minutes from Greenville Memorial Hospital, and some people may begin to get uncomfortable if they're even further than that from a good health system. So it is important if you are moving here to be cognizant of how close you are to the hospitals if that is important to you. Now, with my next pro, it is the investment opportunity in Greenville, South Carolina. Now, if you actually look back on historical data to 2008, 2009, during the Great Recession, when we had the housing crisis and the housing bubble, when you look at Greenville specifically, there was very little movement downwards in home prices. Greenville and the upstate of South Carolina, for the most part, was actually pretty sheltered from that bubble. And because of the growth and the influx of people that we have, it does appear, as the market is going through certain shifts, that we are going to be mostly protected from that now as well. So when you're looking for somewhere to buy and you're looking for somewhere to move and you're wanting to make sure that your investment is relatively safe, that you're not gonna end up underwater or lose a ton of capital, Greenville is a great place to make that investment and look to make that move. Now, obviously, I'm a real estate person and I'm a little biased. However, the numbers do support that. When you look at where our prices have gone, even with the rise in interest rates, we have only seen about a 4 to 5% drop off as rates have peaked. So we don't imagine that we will see much more, maybe another 3 to 4%. But if we only look at an 8 to 9% overall loss, while the rest of the country could experience up to 15 to 20% losses, that is a great place to be, and one that we will likely rebound from very quickly as we continue to see that influx of buyers into our market. So if that's an investment that you're thinking about making, don't forget to shoot us an email at info@livinginsc.com or shoot us a call at the number below, and we would love to help you. Once again, I'm Bob Tompkins with the Living in SC team at Real Broker. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, check out some of our other videos, and we'll see you next time on Living in South Carolina.